16 degrees? What? All right, Zell, time to start the day. You guys stay warm. You're a husky. You're not. See you later. Boop. Quick little drop off at my local free shop, top of my hill. Always giving away all kinds of free things. I always enjoy walking by this old bank and taking this little hidden entrance into the Grand Central Terminal subway station. Feel like it's a little secret. Then it turns to crap as soon as you make that turn. But it was nice at the entrance. Quick little stop at Home Depot. Grabbing a few brackets. Pre-cut shelf. Making one last lap to make sure I don't forget anything. Ah, there it is. I needed a piece of wood to help shore up some furniture that I'm repairing. And I needed to restock some generic screws. Decided to take the bus. Said it'd be here in about 3 minutes. 35 minutes later, this bus passed me. Aww. 5 minutes after that, 40 minutes later, the bus finally arrived. Look at this fly old lady, y'all. Color me jealous. Look at dog. Five floors up. How do you live like this? Alright. Part 1. Repairing this old, cool wooden chest. They said the foot kept falling off and they kept trying to nail it on. So I'm going to come back with some wood glue, some drywall screws that work well in wood, well enough in wood, and a couple of these little metal brackets to help make sure it stays on for as long as humanly possible. Had to bend them to the shape I needed. Haven't used my wood glue in quite a while. The nozzle was good and stopped up. Hold it in place for a few minutes. Screw down my little L-shaped brackets. I tried bending one to go across the top. It ended up being a little bit overkill, and I didn't like that you could see the shininess from the side. So I tried installing it and chose not to leave it. 2's enough. 2 and glue. New and improved. Next up is peel and stick wallpaper. Luckily I've done this a handful of times and I've figured out all the little tips and tricks. Had to cut it around the old intercom system, make sure it's tight along all the edges. And you have to stick up a little bit and try to find where the design meets up along each line. Slow and steady. This is sped up, but in real life, it's slow and steady. Trying to make sure you can't see where the pieces meet. And I had to cut a little 3 or 4 inch piece on the end, which is the most pain in the butt part of this whole process. Quick little jig, and then get their disco ball back up so they can have their next party with their new and improved peel and stick wallpaper pair geometry wall art. Dog! Double dog. Double dog. I do enjoy these old signs. And a sausage bar. Double dog. Triple double dog. My zipper was broke on my jacket, so I dropped it off at the cleaner before I headed to my next job. I had to hang a couple of these floating shelves on this brick wall. Using alligator plugs. What are they called? What are they called, Zella? Alligator mount, whatever they are. Plugs that work in concrete. Mortar, plaster, all that fun stuff. So I usually mount them in the mortar between the bricks. So if they go to remove it, they can just fill the holes in pretty easily and the bricks still look nice. Got one down. You want to make sure that a plate would fit between two of them. We use the bracket to help level the top one. Make sure all the screws line up between the two. So I know they're going to look exactly right from the front. Quick little hang test. Holds my fat butt off the ground just fine. I had to hang this cool wooden cabinet on a French cleat, but on a brick wall that was far from level and far from flush. So I zipped it into the mortar. Well, this one I put in the brick because she wanted it in a specific location. Had to put a couple washers as spacers back there to keep the French cleat far enough out since the bricks were not flush all the way across. Kind of hung down a little bit. You can see the gap at the top and not at the bottom. So I used a couple rubber washers to kind of push out the bottom, make it level on top. I got my jacket back.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, a dog. That's cool old signs, old automotive shops. You don't see them much anymore in Manhattan. I always love these monstrosities next to these old, cool brick brownstones. This one was kind of interesting. Another dog! A quick walk by this cool old church. Now we're at a friend of Brittany's, friend of mine. This is Gummy. Gummy's a good cat. Fun fact, I'm allergic to cats, but Gummy is an exception. I will deal with the itchy eyeballs because Gummy's a good little kitty cat. This thing sucked. It was mostly the wall though. It was like drywall over plaster, sometimes had bricks in the back. There was like no pocket to get a zip toggle to grab in, so I'd use a combination of 4 different anchor types to make sure this thing wouldn't just come tumbling down. You can see I'm shaking my head at it, trying to figure out what the heck this wall is, or what it used to be behind the drywall. Finally, I used the 4th style toggle, butterfly toggle. Combination of all these anchors, we finally got this thing tight and snug on the wall. We don't want this thing to come tumbling down on Gummy. Would not be a good day. I was talking to you guys about it, but I chose to not. Alright, holds everything up. Gave it a few minutes to make sure it didn't come tumbling down. And then Gummy approves. See you later, buddy. Enjoy. Boop. Chinatown restaurant. Fun fact, Chinatown restaurant is not in Chinatown. It's a cool door. Dog. I'm always curious why these old buildings are boarded up and empty. Like, who owns that? How's it just sitting there? These are kind of cool. And look, a free shelf. It's probably the 4th free shelf I found on the street in New York City. Super handy in my basement. Holds all my knickknacks and paddywhacks and screws and things. And I had to walk all the way across Central Park with it to grab the C train to head home. Luckily, it was a lighter shelf. Not too much of a pain in the butt. Good dog. All right. Time to take my shelf and head home. See you next time.